Hey, and welcome back to the studio. That's like apparently my opening line because I can't come up with anything else. Like this is a robotic carrot, which would be odd. Anyways, what I'm doing now is that I'm working on the drums for the Pixie Ninja album, and I've done a fairly simplistic drum setup with just bass drum, snare, overheads, and the sub bass, which is one of those speaker things that are like speaker cones. They're stripped and you just line it. Because as you know, a microphone is a headphone in reverse, sort of ish, right? Anyways, so this is what the drums sound like. Just clean. A bit of the old splashing and doing that with a very small china. And then I felt that, well, this needs to be messed with a bit. Yeah. So there you go. So I took the one of my favorite pedals, which is the teaspoon, which is here it is. Sur la table. That means on the table. Looks like that, which is it's just like a feedbacking delay, which is always fun. You can do it with just like having maximum feedback on the delay pedal and turning it on and off. That's how I did it back in the old days. And then I did a take of that, which is going to go all chaosy. So if we just listen to that. And then I pulled that out through one of my favorite pedals, which is the... oh, wow. You can't see this at all, can you? Well, this is all confusing and dark. Anyway, it's a Dunlop tremolo, but it also doubles as a panner. So this is the teaspoon version of the drum kit, which sounds like this. And here we've got, I think I'm doing the whole drummy part. So now this is moving back and forth. And this is just like a way of making it less King Crimson and more Aphex Twin and more Radioheadish, if you will. Because the whole King Crimson thing, there's a really great band out there who does the whole King Crimson thing really well. They're called King Crimson and they're out on tour right now. Du prosit dig! Joar. Yeah. There's like kitchen sneezing. Which is a new TV show on Fox. So the next thing I did was that I felt that I wanted to have a splash of reverb, and I could use the good AKG big lush thing, but I had a feeling that I wanted to use something cheaper and a bit more gritty. So I used the Pioneer, was it an SR202? And someone said that this is the reverb on the Amy Winehouse records. Which of course it is. And it's also the vocal reverb on Let It Be. And yeah. God Save the Queen. It's on everything. Probably not. But the thing is that what I do is that it looks like a mess in here, which is actually pretty accurate. But the thing is that why it looks like a mess is that I don't like clean up and I don't move stuff around, and that is because of that. Things like this happen. So that I did the auto pan thing on the teaspoon, and then I recorded the reverb. On the snare drum, and I thought I'd put in a bit of bass drum, because if there's one rule about recording, it is never put reverb on the bass drum. Whatever you do, there would be like, yeah, hobbit burnings if you do that, which means that you have to do it. So I recorded the spring reverb going through far too much compression, and then I put that through the autopanner as well. So we've got the teaspoon going back and forwards like crazy, and then we've got the bass drum and snare reverb, which is like this horrible little spring reverb in through the compressor and out through the autopanner, just to make things like messy and difficult. So we can listen to that. And then it becomes more like a kind of a swooshy phaser effect on the drums, more than an actual like roomy. Because imagine you pulling out your this being an acoustic reverb or a echo chamber. The equivalent of pulling it through an autopanner is like moving the echo chamber around like that, which no one does, or having two echo chambers and going between them. Yeah, so I don't think I've actually done the autopanning reverb thing before, so that's a first. And maybe it's a horrible idea, but it was fun to do, and it sounds really interesting in context. So it's on there. It's going to stay on there. So there you go. Autopanning mono cheap spring reverbs and hiccupy teaspoony treatments on drums. For Pixie Ninja. They're from Norway, but don't hate them for that. Just because they've got like whales and oil and a great bar in Oslo called Internationalen. Don't hate them. Love always. Yeah. So there you go. Thank you for watching. Tell your friends about autopanning.